Even without your flesh, you're still a fucking fat ass! You ready for that present?
Fuck! It's like playing a game of shit invaders!
Sorry it's not wrapped, but my rapping skills are shit!
Thank God that was just a fucking dream. That felt all too real. Felt all too real. What the Shitty flick!
Well, hell yes! Look who's back, you fucking fat ass!
Shit! Can't you just leave me alone?
Well, what else could your lard ass do without me and these shitty flicks in your life?
Well, I could go to the zoo and see monkeys throw feces at each other. Work on one's forearm muscle. I could watch two dogs get stuck together, then have the neighbor come out and shoo them off with a broom. Or rub oneself down with shit while listening to The Cure. And may I say, rubbing oneself down with shit is way more entertaining than watching any of your shitty ass flicks.
Those all sound fun, but I know your shitty ass can't live without these shit-tastic flicks. Now let me put this fucker in.
Fuck! If you really want me to! Wait a minute. This all seems way too familiar. Fuck it! I'll put the fucker in myself! Cause I don't want your shitty ass touching a goddamn thing!
Just when you thought you've seen every shitty-ass cartoony horror movie ever made, Joe Castro does it again. He spews out another god-awful fucking mess, Terror Toons 2. If you thought Terror Toons was unnecessary, here's a sequel that adds even more unnecessary-ness. Shitty-ass effects, characters that you don't even fucking care for. I find it more entertaining watching the Mexican channel, and I have no fucking clue what they're saying. And the slapstick in this one, plain out, sucks. And without further ado, on with the Sick and Silly Show! Our story starts out in suburbia. As young Tiffany wakes up for her 12th birthday, the housemaid gets a strange package in the mail. Meanwhile, in the cartoon dimension, the story of Hansel and Gretel unfolds. Gretel is played by a grown woman who looks more like a clown than a little girl. And Hansel apparently dressed himself this morning as he's wearing nothing but a hat and lederhosen.
Let's go to the woods and play.
We can't go to the woods and play.
Sure we can.
The two decides it's a swell idea to go play in the dark woods, and off they go. In the real world, Dad arrives with the in-laws. As Dad gets Grandma's wheelchair,
Hope she doesn't have that shitty tuna. Oh.
with the thoughts of shitty tuna on her mind, Grandma falls into the pavement. Grandpa does nothing but laugh.
Man, look, she's falling and she can't get up, and you're fucking laughing at her ass. What's funnier, her falling, or that your diapers are full and your stinky ass is in need of a changing?
Back in the cartoon dimension, Hansel and Gretel follow out their fairy tale and finds not quite a candy house, but a candy shanty.
I would assume that during the recession, even witches had a downscale on their gingerbread houses. Damn, what a cruel-ass prank the witches play on these poor-ass kids. Making them work harder for their tree by not unwrapping all that candy. Hell, that's like a child stalker trying to entice their prey with a fucking dictionary.
Hansel and Gretel gorge themselves before violently throwing up several times. So they go inside to ask for help from the giant neighborhood witch who wants to eat their tender flesh to the bone.
What am I doing here? I have no idea where I am. I look nothing like a witch. I mean, I got these good looks from mother and great taste of sucking dick, cause I love to suck dick. But why am I here? What the fuck? I'm fucking no witch. I'm not no witch.
That's not the right fucking witch! Hell, it looks as if she ate both of them as well as the fucking house!
I have just the thing that will make you feel better.
She offers the children some antidotes to help them over their tummy bug.
Now I'm pretty fucking sure that boiled rat is not a good cure for a stomach ache.
The antidotes don't work exactly according to plan.
That's not supposed to happen.
And instead, they mistakenly mutate Hansel into a giant rat, and Gretel into, well, an uglier Gretel? The two siblings then rip the witch in half. At the party, you see that there is only one other child, a bunch of ignorant relatives, and a small crowd of awkward college students. Hell, this might as well have been the older sister's party, Tina. Well, maybe not. There's this dumb motherfucking clown.
Well, it's a happy birthday to you.
In which I've seen better at a redneck birthday party.
Hey! I got your fat ass right here. What's going on? What the fuck? Yep. Hey!
I got your fucking fat ass right here! Bitches! Yeah, that's my thought. I'm the best fucking clown.
Everyone's having a fucking amazing time chatting, wishing the birthday girl all the best, and shoving enormous amounts of raw broccoli down their throats.
Yes, raw broccoli is a great party snack.
Tiffany begins to open her presents when given the mysterious package that arrived earlier. With no return address or note, Tiffany opens to find the Terror Toons DVD.
Hell, I can't believe that her parents didn't even check for what was inside. Hell, that could have been the latest copy of Backdoor Anal Fisted Midgets 9.
Unsure what to think, Tina puts the DVD in. Apparently, no red flags are raised by the parents when written, produced, and directed by the devil appears on the screen. In an instant, both Hansel and Gretel pops out from the television. The annoying aunt is the first to go. A cartoon mallet is given to Grandpa, in which he uses to play whack-a-mole on himself, causing his skull to cave in. The partygoers attempt to flee in terror, but all exits lead out to a spiraling vortex. The family are engaged by Gretel in a game of musical scares.
I don't know why they called this musical scares. It's basically musical chairs. They should have called it more like musical bores.
As this game continues, it's down to just Dad and Gretel. Suddenly, the music speeds up to an inhuman pace. Dad loses, and he loses big, suffering a heart attack. In a panic, the Catholic maid flees with most of the family to hide behind her collection of crosses. No more than 5 minutes after the death of her father, Tina and her boyfriend Kevin, however, run upstairs to have sex.
That's right. Sex. Sex. After two insane, demented cartoon characters just jumped out of your fucking TV and are trying to rip you to shreds so you really can have sex no matter how dire the situation may seem.
Despite their overactive libidos, it becomes clear to Tina and Kevin that they will need to do something to try to survive. So, Tina reveals her master plan, find Dad's gun. Mustering up the courage, Kevin opens the door to the closet only to find the rest of the party goers.
The madness!
Who scatter and flee. One by one, they are killed in the most absurd ways imaginable. Hell, one of the girls gets tickled to death. I guess excessive tickling can lead to your internal organs hemorrhaging. Let's see how the beast would fare in this predicament.
You know, man, stop! You know what happened? Stop! 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 You know the beast can't take it! He can't take it! Stop! I'm gonna piss myself! I'm gonna piss! Stop! Stop! God damn it! Oh, yeah, I just pissed, man!
Oh, you're nasty! What are you gonna pee on yourself?
I fucking told you, man! You know what fucking happens? Leave me the fuck alone, man! I can't control it when y'all do that shit! Fucking assholes!
Nasty.
This leaving just Kevin, Tina, Ron, and Mark. Faced with overwhelming odds, the group decides the best and smartest course of action is entering the vortex.
Okay, look guys, we gotta split
The
up.
group breaks horror movie survival rule number 1 by deciding that splitting up to find an exit is the best possible idea. And then, for good measure, follow it up with a
Meet back here in 30 minutes.
"We'll be right back." Ron is ambushed by Gretel, who knocks him out just to play doctor with. The terrible twins proceed to plunge out and replace Ron's brain with monkey brains.
So you can't survive perfectly well after your brain's been sucked out of your fucking head?
Ron regains consciousness and starts jumping up and down like a fucking monkey. In Mark's neck of the woods, Gretel has appeared and sexually assaults him. Mark manages to fight her off, but the damage is done. Later, Tina and Kevin find Mark, now a bleeding mass of balls. Mark's balls begin to rupture until he finally dies of cooties. Tina and Kevin come up with a plan to keep Hansel and Gretel distracted, thinking they killed Hansel with a giant cartoon mousetrap and stopping Gretel with a tranquilizer gun.
Can't stop me. I'll kill you.
This fucking pig fucker is fucking god-awful! Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'll be right back.
You know the rules, you fucking fat fuck! You're not supposed to say I'll be back!
This ain't no horror film, and fuck you, shit stain! Now I have something to put a stop to these shitty ass flicks!
Your tubby ass should know that wasn't gonna work!
Come on, give the beast a break already. I've already sat through this mess like you wanted. Just let me in my misery already. I've already seen this, except it was 100 times better the first time. Now I know how Bill Murray felt in Groundhog Day.
In yet another show of genius, Kevin and Tina decides their best bet is to escape through a door labeled Hell. It is here that our survivors encounter Satan's son, Damien. Damien, who is creating cartoons and sending mysterious DVDs to everyone.
Even the son of the devil can be an inspiring artist.
Through some bullshit loophole, Kevin and Tina both realize they have superpowers and transform into superheroes.
That's right. They turn into superheroes because they believe they can. Perhaps hell isn't so bad after all.
After a brief fight,
Bend over and take this.
Damien kills Tina after forcing her to receive his snake. His words, not mine. back in the real world. Somehow this fucking possessed DVD set up a DVD factory in the living room. The mom comes out of the crucifix room and gets attached to a giant fucking rocket. Monkey Brain Boy and Kevin, how he survived Damon's wrath is never revealed. Maybe it's meant to be thought-provoking. Or maybe Joe Castro wrote himself into a corner. As Kevin takes the mom off the rocket and does battle with Damon's new creation, which looks like a rainbow-colored condom with teeth. I think someone's watched one too many trauma movies. Now you see this half-demon chick, which was once Tina, holds the giant condom in check, which looks more like she's masturbating a giant dick, while Kevin sits on the giant rocket, ready to destroy the television. A little cartoon sports announcer does a play-by-play of the hero launching the rocket.
Will it work? Let's see.
I don't know why he fucking has to ride the rocket. There is a huge explosion, in which you can still see the house visibly intact. That's it. We never know if Kevin survived or managed to redeem Tina's soul. Meanwhile, at Red Hot Video Rental, a delivery man drops off some copies of Terror Toons. We learn that it's Damien, and it's a special delivery. Oh, if you find a copy of Terror Toons in the red box, destroy the motherfucker. Some sequels improve upon their predecessors, while others miss the head of the nail completely. But in this case, they missed the entire fucking board. Hell, the first film had a budget of $2,300. This movie, however, was filmed on a budget of $175,000. Where was it all spent on? There were no porn stars this time around. The costumes looked even cheaper than they did in the first movie. There is no real plot here. None of the cast can act. And the effects are genuinely the worst I've ever seen. The best part of this demon shit pile, besides it being over, was the clown's death. It was fun, and the slapstick here was great. Too bad I couldn't say any other good thing about this film. Save yourself some time and do something more productive, like rub oneself down with your own filth.
Oh, it wasn't that bad, you fat fuck!
I'd rather stick my dick in a glory hole at an Oklahoma truck stop to only find out afterwards that behind the other side of the wall was one of my cousins or long-lost sister that I had no knowledge of to sit through one more fucking second of this god-awful motherfucking cock-sucking film.
What? Your fat ass can get wood?
Did someone say wood? Hey!
Yeah, my fucking fat ass can get wood. Yeah, the beast can get wood. Hell, you're even more crustier than my father's dirty sperm rag. I can say fuck 1,000,001 times and never truly express how fucking god-awful this bleeding shit stain, blue knot licking, boner button, butt plugging, fucking feces licking motherfucking cocksucking film! Fuck!
This is a warning from your friendly neighborhood beast.
Fuck broccoli, that shit sucks. Fucking stupid. Broccoli. Fucking stupid. At a party? Fuck broccoli. That fucking sucks.
Parents, let this be a warning to you. Never serve raw broccoli at a child's birthday party.
Fuck broccoli.